Okay, so if you did not catch the last one, speed to lead, this right here is literally speed to lead, responding in less than 5 minutes on all platforms, even on the phone, even via text, is what can take you from $100,000 African hair braiding salon owner to $1 million, multi-million dollar, which we have a multi-million dollar African hair braiding salon that has 50 braiders that has this really, really, really good. Okay. So I walked you through the process, how to use automation, etc., the tools to use, etc. Please go and watch that video. But for today, we are going to be talking about how no-shows are tarnishing your business and how to use the computer, just your computer, to be able to get no-shows, like get your system in order so that no-shows don't take your business. Okay. Now, a lot of my African hair braider owners, they understand that no shows, yes, they do hurt the pocket. But you need to understand one thing from your braiders, and your braiders are your lifeline, okay? So a braider who shows up to an empty chair after preparing, sometimes turning down other clients for that slot, is not just losing money. She's losing the motivation to work for you, okay? And so this is not only a money conversation. No shows actually hurt the confidence of your business. And there are many salons that can use really good braiders. I call them, I talk to them all the time. They're like, hey, we love your program. We just cannot handle the leads because we don't have enough braiders. Okay. So this is really, really important. Keeping your braiders happy and well paid is really important to the lifeline of your system. So, you want to understand that the average no show rate for hair and beauty appointments without deposits are 20 to 30%. And I know because I'm still trying to convince one of my African hair braiding salon owners to put that system in, and I'm actively putting it in there because she's letting me play with this the second location that she has. But this system that we're building for her is there to fix this exact problem. She needs a system that is smart enough to say, how do I fill my braiders' time so they're not wasting time driving all the way to my second location and making sure that that location is full for them. Okay. And so you need to be able to implement what I'm going to talk to you about today in order for those appointments to actually stick. So let's think about it. For a four braider shop doing about four appointments every single week, that's 16 appointments. Okay. Let's just say. All right. Now, if you multiply that times 25%, so let's just say 25% of those do not show up, you have four empty slots a week. Okay. So those empty slots, let's just say that on average, they're going to pay you $275 for their braids, especially right now. So every single week, you have these customers that drop off. You lose $1,100. Okay. Now that is money that you have already spent, or the time and the money that you have already spent by keeping that slot open and that person just not showing up. So that's 4,400 every single month to no shows. That's how much you miss because that time you cannot recapture. So the reality and the truth is that no shows don't just cost that one appointment. That's an empty chair. Those 4 hours, like I said, cannot be sold again. And that time is the only non renewable resource that we have in this business, especially for my African hair braiding salon owners. That's not time you cannot get back. Okay. And since this job is still manual, robots are not taking over hair braiding today. We need that time to be well spent. Now, to my all my African hair braiding owners, I understand that you feel that it is disrespectful. But let's break down a few reasons why people legitimately like just don't show up, okay? So number 1, and this is why this system is going to help you do that. Number 1 is commitment without skin in the game. Okay? So when a booking costs nothing to cancel, the psychology behind that is that it's low. I can just walk in and walk out whenever. Okay. So that's why one of my hair salon owners actually stopped doing a whole booking system. And she just said, we're just going to do walk ins. Now, she is extremely profitable, but she also is a bit tired. Okay. Because it's like you have to keep running, you have to keep running, you have to keep doing this marketing, you have to keep, sometimes your clients are happy because you have a lot of, and then you have a little. So there needs to be organization there in order for everyone to be happy. And you will be so surprised that your clients actually want it and will pay for it. Matter of fact, it's the reason why some of her reviews, if you look at your reviews, they'll say, oh, I scheduled this, that person wasn't there, da, 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 da. It's because you don't have these systems there, okay? So she booked with you and two other salons. That's sometimes what happens. People book with one person, they book another, and then she just went with whoever confirmed first. Okay. So now the second reason is life truly happens. Emergencies, people have children, whatever, things happen. Okay. So she may have forgotten about it, that she booked the appointment 2 weeks ago and then she just never came. And then also people have a rescheduling anxiety. Okay. Some people respect your business, they love you, but they also don't want to let you down, especially if it's your locals, your regulars. And sometimes they just don't come. So this is easy to fix with a simple need to reschedule link in your reminder. And we're going to talk about this system in a second. And then long appointments just create second thoughts. People have to book, African hair braiding takes a while, especially if your style is different. It's 5, it's 6 to 7, 8 hours. So they need to go to a place where they feel comfortable. Do you have multiple braiders that can work on their hair? When you commit to a 4-hour window, are you going to keep it around that time or will they be there for 8 hours, right? These are all the things that can help or hurt a person from confirming and meeting that schedule. So, when you understand why people no show, this tells you exactly what your deposit and reminder system, this system that we're implementing and that you also need to implement, is there to address. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and get this. We're going to talk about this system. Okay. But the first thing that you want to remember with this system is that a lot of marketing and what people don't know, especially with getting people to buy, is psychology. Okay. If someone has skin in the game, then they're not willing to lose that. If I tell you, if I paid my money to go somewhere, I'm likely to show up. It's why people will say, oh, just pay $1 to get this, pay $5 to get this, because they know that if you pay a little bit, you're likely to do something else. Okay. That signals more trust. And in this day and age, there is no shortage. And I want this to be very clear to you, my sister, because I know you're working hard and you're like, oh my God, my clients are not coming. There is no shortage of people that need hair braiding, including myself, who is very, very, very cheap. But there is shortage of effectiveness of your service, effectiveness of African hair braiding services in general. People want to work with people and companies that they trust, that they can feel comfortable with. So just by you having a system, okay, that's going to scream to that person, there is something that I can trust. By you not having that system, unless that's the system, because it works well for some businesses, but I'm recommending it strongly because now you've built two ways that people can shop with you. You're accommodating more people, and it's not one way or the highway. Okay. We're welcoming in and we're creating systems of trust. It's the reason why you buy an Apple or an iPhone or a Samsung. They are trusted brands, and you're not buying whatever brand on the street because these companies have built trust. You have to begin to think like that, but you're not going to do that if you don't watch video 1 and video 2 to get out of the day-to-day operations, okay? To the most of your ability so you can focus on giving your customers a better experience because they actually love you. And I know you love them too. We just have to meet in the middle and make each other happy. So we start off by getting someone to make a commitment. And that commitment equals professionalism. And then it also equals the right client, okay? Serious clients who want to work with you, who will pay a deposit, and who respect your time commitment, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into thinking about pricing. Now, I'll see a lot of people charge $5. That's not enough, okay? $5 to $10 is not necessarily enough to create that psychological commitment, because they can say, you know what, I found somebody. Let's just say you're shopping with a price conscious person. They call you, they say, okay, you gave me an estimate about 225, but this salon owner said she's gonna do it for 150, 175. Okay, you know what? Let me just leave that $5 with her. Maybe she'll let me reuse it at a different time. Do you see that? You want to avoid that as much as possible. So you don't want to make it too low because it's not enough commitment, but you also don't want to make it too high for new clients where it feels really aggressive. Now, I myself, who get my hair done sometimes, I have also seen where people are really aggressive, and I'm like, I don't want to shop with them because they're making me pay 50%. What if I don't like it? Like, this is a lot of commitment and I'm new. So you want to do about 20% of the service total, 20 to 30%, but I would always aim for 20%. That's enough for a person to have a real commitment to the service. Now, for longer, higher cost installs, you can go a little bit higher, maybe 30 to 35%, because it's going to maybe require two braiders. And hey, that's a positive, but I want you to understand this thing. Charging, there's nothing wrong with charging if your customers have the right expectation. You're not going to charge Mercedes prices and then give them a Honda, okay? That's where your customers are getting upset. And I sit with customers, I'm in salons, I'm talking to hair braiders, I'm also talking to their customers, I'm reading their reviews on a daily basis. The issue is not the charge, and I'm the middle person saying, hey guys, let's meet in the middle. The issue is not your pricing. The simple issue is the communication that happens so that the person is prepared for your pricing. Okay. Now don't come at me and say, oh Odia, oh, I don't agree with that. I understand. I understand you are protective of your business, and I understand you pouring your life and your hard-earned time into it. But I want you to see it from a different perspective so you can meet in the middle, because that's what marketing, really great marketing, does. It just honors the people, okay? And also gives you a win because they're buying and they're loving you and your service, all right? So, you want to use policy and language. This is why you have to have these automations set up, because it's going to give them systems that they can trust. They can say that this is fair. I understand why she's doing that. For example, in your alerts, you can say, hey, because this is a longer, right before they're about to purchase with you, because this is a longer, higher install, we may require a 20 to 30% deposit because we'll likely need to have two braiders there. Okay. If anything changes, we will let you know. Do you see all of that? It's just communicating. All right. Now you might say, oh dear, this is complicating my business. No, it's not, because with technology, you're able to set it and then reset it as frequently as it needs to be updated, but you don't have to touch it every single day. That's the beauty of automation. All right. So you can put this in your policy page, your booking page, your confirmation text, etc. So these are the touch points where you want to make sure that you're explaining your pricing, you want to explain your deposit, and then let the right people confirm for you. Okay. So I understand that people are going to use Gloss Genius, Vagaro, Square, and all of that good stuff, but I am going to tell you right now, I don't even see the need for some of these platforms outside of maybe Square. Okay? Because you can do so much with AI. I mean, I just want to show you guys the things that we're building, but I want to be respectful of my customers and not display their work. But some of the things that we're building and the cost that they're paying and the revenue that they're getting is, if I could braid, if I could open up a shop today, I would, but I'm opening shops with you guys, so I'm not doing that. But the beauty of what you're able to do on so little these days is amazing. So I would hesitate to go to Gloss Genius. If you are interested, go ahead and click and sign up to use our service. It's at a very good cost. And right now we are running a special. At the time of recording, we are running a special. We may not be running that special every single day, but please go to the site. You will see it. But anyways, you're able to do all of the things that you can do with Gloss Genius, and you're able to do that. And we are actually launching a product for that really soon. But let's go ahead and get into the sequence of it. Okay. What are the meat and the potatoes? What are the touch points? Okay. Now, you want to understand these 4 touch points because it's the most critical. And this is all you have to do. If you did this for 25% of the people that come to you, I can guarantee you they are going to be the 25% that consistently come with you, because you've identified these customers, you know what they like, and you're giving it to them over and over and over. It's the reason why we like Chick-fil-A and all that stuff, because it's the same kind of service no matter where you go. Okay. So you need one reminder. Okay. One reminder. Whether you do that at 24 hours, 72 hours, that's up to you. Okay. And you need 4 touch points. Okay. So you need a total of 4 touch points. All right. Now I'm going to walk you through those touch points and why these are really important. Okay. Before I get into this, I want to remind you, go back and watch Speed to Lead, because if you don't have this, there's really no point in setting up these 4 systems. But that is just my friendly reminder to you, because your customers are waiting on that system, but they won't wait for too long. So number one, you want a confirmation. You want to confirm, and this is really important. What you should put in that confirmation is really simple. It just creates a mental lock. Like, oh, I paid, I have a confirmation. This screams professionalism for you. Okay. It's not like, if I could spell professionalism, it's not like the other African hair braiding salons. Because I always sit in the comments, because I'm constantly reviewing reviews and all that stuff, seeing how we can improve our service. That will help our African hair braiding salon owners. So we're very in tune with the customer's touch point. Professionalism is a big win. Okay. That's huge. So just sending a confirmation email, confirmation text is saying that it's real, it's committed, I have record of it. Okay. Now you want a 48-hour reminder. Okay. This is really important because you just want to keep her organized. You want to remember that organization is key, and they know it, and they want to work with more organized people. Okay. So this reminds her to block her time, and a 24-hour reminder, and a day of. Okay. Could be an hour before the appointment, etc. Now, I will always tell you that if a person needs to reschedule, it's good to do it here. So provide a reschedule link here. Okay. Provide a reschedule link here. The earlier on, the better. Okay. Now, the 24-hour mark should be, hey, short, warm, it should just basically remind them what to do before they come, but be short and warm. The day of is just like, hey, we're welcoming in the energy. You want to make sure that the professionalism is something that they can trust. Okay. So this is also about protecting your time and your braider's time. Just imagine a person that comes and scheduled with you. She's gotten all the text to prepare her hair. So what if you don't do hair if it's not washed, and if it's not blow dried, or if it's not straightened? And then she comes to you and she says, oh, I didn't know that. Unless you want to be doing that type of service, that's probably going to add 1 or 2 hours, and it's going to mess up your braider's flow for that day. So you want to protect your braider's time and maximize their time, but you also want to protect your customer's experience. This is what that system is able to do. So everyone is happy by the end of it, okay? And it also protects the quality of what you're providing. So once again, it's a confirmation, 48 hours, 24 hours, a day off. If you want to do all this by yourself, you can. You can use a tool called Zapier, or you can have us do it, because we are the king and queens of automation, and we have actually built this out for a customer. So I want you guys to understand this system is very easy to implement. Okay. It's easy for us because we've been doing it for a long time. Now, I want to remind you guys that you will have to, okay, oh, I see that some of it's not. You will have to, let me actually turn it a little bit. You will need to make sure that it's connected to your payment processing. This is why I tell you guys, please stop signing up for all these services, because when you go to automate everything, you make life a lot harder. Okay. We recommend just one payment processing system. We don't want you to have 7 different platforms that you have to recognize or use. We want you to have one that is dedicated to the way that you work. This is where automation saves you time, because instead of you having to learn a technology, we actually come in and we say, hey, we will co-build it with you, okay? Particularly the automations that are internal for you to use, we will co-build it with you, or give you templates that match what you're doing right now or where you see yourself going. So we don't want to introduce a lot of friction, a lot of complications, because we know that you won't use it, okay? But we also know that this is valuable to your customers so that they're getting a great service, and your braiders are also happy as well. Now, this is really important, and I'm sorry I'm not keeping it under 12 minutes because the information is so good and you need to know it, and it's going to change your lifestyle. But this is where you guys are going to love this service. Because you are implementing this technology, guess what you have access to? You have access to emails and you have access to phone numbers, okay? And because you have access to emails and phone numbers, you can now create a wait list, meaning if people have been waiting for a service, let's just say you're super slammed, you know that Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays and Sundays are your busiest days, and you want to start creating a wait list where a person can pay, and if a cancellation comes up, that person is first in line so long as they've paid their deposit. Okay, first come, first serve. So they just match by if I come and I pay my deposit and then another person comes 5 minutes, they pay the deposit, they're on the second on the list. If you start implementing this is exactly where these no shows are going to start to completely revamp your business, because not only are you building in the consumer's mind, man, my African hair braiding shop is always blowing up, but I have VIP access. I'm on the wait list with my braider. Now you have given them a feeling of feeling special, which is so important. Okay. So that's why you need to have this wait list option. Okay. And then once a client cancels, then within 3 to 5 minutes, they are notified, and you're able to recoup some of that time. Okay. So this is why this wait list option is so important. So basically what you're doing is you're offering this service. Now, if you don't have part one and part two set up, it's going to be really hard to do this because you're just going to be flying blind. But now with this wait list, you are able to essentially get people to rebook their spots. This is exactly the system that we're building for another salon owner, because we want for her business, it's a little bit slow, but we want, her slower days, her days where she's having to turn people away, to fill the days where she's slow. And this is the exact system that we are using to help her get revenue. All right, guys. So on the next one, I'm just going to go back. I love this waitlist system because it's literally money in your pockets, and you just didn't turn down any customers, okay? That is amazing. You are creating systems that fill up your day without you having to stress about it. That is so beautiful. And that's the beauty of the right technology with the right people that are helping you solve your business. Now, let's go ahead and go to the next one. So like and subscribe and come back to the next one, where we will be talking about the very juicy your booking system. You guys I'm going to give you a cliff note. Just cancel Gloss Genius and Vagaro. Just cancel it. Cancel it, and I'll be showing you why it's literally costing you money today by having those booking softwares. All right, guys, see you on the next one. Bye.